Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. So today we're going to talk about Retirement Boss Radio. Our host is Dave Pimper. Dave is the president of Lazarus Coaching. That's a small part of his business. A bigger part of his business is doing exactly what you do, which is growing his business every day by getting in front of prospects. Dave is a master marketer. He's got 41 years in the business, probably going on 42 years in the business or so now, 30 plus of that in radio. He's done 550 plus public seminars. And so, as you can see, he's a big believer in marketing and how you can use marketing to grow your business. So he's going to talk about one great facet of that, probably the most successful facet of that for him over the past 3 or 4 years, which is Retirement Boss Radio. If you've never considered radio, if you're just considering it now for the first time, I think you'll be amazed by how easy and how cost efficient and effective it can be. So let's tune in, listen to Dave Pimper talk a little bit about Retirement Boss Radio. Morning, Dave.
Hey, good morning, Steve, and how is everybody today? Thank you for having a good turnout here on a Tuesday morning. So I take it that you're going to give me the slides, Steve?
I am. I'm going to give them to you here in just a second.
Wonderful. Yeah. And again, radio's one of the areas that a lot of people just don't really understand can be a tremendous marketing tool. And we have it's pre-recorded, so it's a recorded show. It's not live, which is very much of a plus when you're recording every week, but it's an hour show that has a co-host called Retirement Boss Radio, and the tagline is "Take Charge of Your Money," which is that name and tagline has been trademarked. I did it before we did our very first show. We've had some very good success with myself and some other folks that are using it right now, and may be much more cost effective than you would think about being on radio. When you start thinking about being on radio, being on television, of how costly it is, that is more of the case with television, but not as much with radio. So let's go in and let's just talk about a little bit why radio. Well, first of all, it reaches, which is wild, but it reaches more Americans each week than your smartphone, your personal computer, any kind of connected devices by TV. It's a fact. People listen to radio, especially in that baby boomer age group. The median age is 61, perfect for that pre-retired or just retired. Of the age that listens, it's more of an upscale audience. 93% basically of adults in a 75,000 income household or more. Get a load of this. They listen on an average of 12 hours a week. It's a lot of radio. Solidifies you as an expert much more than what seminars do. And I like seminars, and I do seminars all the time. I got an upcoming Social Security seminar, not this week, but next week. But I'm on radio every single week for that hour. And news talk, yeah, even with Rush Limbaugh being gone, it's very, very hot. So the Rush Limbaugh, of course, is deceased now, but Travis and Buck, they've come in and kind of taken the majority of those shows. Glenn Beck, Kim Camano, Dave Ramsey. Does lean towards more conservative radio, but it has a following, very much so. And the bottom line is why I got so many national advertisers is they're making money. So let me just kind of tell you the four components of Retirement Boss Radio. Let's say, Dave, I do have an interest. I live in, I'm making this completely up. We don't have a person here yet. So let's say it's Denver, Colorado. I do have an interest. Well, we go through and let's say that the average station, a good station, one of the top three in the marketplace on the AM station, talk radio, it's going to normally cost you $3,000 to $4,000 a month, all in, all the cost in. And so what happens is you got to find the right radio station. And then once you find the right radio station, you got to find the right radio station with the right time and the right price. There's like location, location, location. What is the greatest benefit to real estate? Yeah, with radio, it's the right station, the right time, the right pricing. Then there's about a 50% chance there may not be anything available. We waited for over a year to find, we were on another station, had some success, but we just got a great time because the person had patience to get it at a fair price. It was fairly expensive because it's a great station in a upper Midwestern city, a State Lake City, but pretty cool that we got it. So it's the radio. That's the most expensive. If you're paying $3,500 a month, 2/3 of that expense will be radio, maybe even 3/4. Then you've got the production company. They actually supply the co-host. We use the same co-host, Steve, through every single of all of our people who are on board with Retirement Boss Radio. And then they do. It's recorded, so they take the bloopers out, the mistakes out, the pre-records they do. They put advertisements in. We normally get 10 to 20 short ads, anywhere from 10 seconds to 30-second ads that promo our show each week. That's certainly worth something. Promoting, Retirement Boss Radio with Dave Pimper. Yeah, it's just pretty cool. And then they edit it, mix it, and get it to be exactly an hour, and then they get it to the radio station. So they really do a lot. And they supply the show notes. I redo those show notes each week, but they supply the show notes. And then the call, since it's recorded, but when people call in from the strong offer, it is a call center. It's a high touch inbound call center, and they're on an electronic calendar that you supply them. It takes about 20 minutes each Friday for us to mark out times the next 6 weeks that I can't take appointments, whether I already have an appointment lined up or like Friday afternoon after 3, I don't want appointments, et cetera, things like that. And then myself, I coach you. I coach you up. And since I've been in radio for over 30 years and I've had almost 15 years now of live radio show, it's certainly a lot of insight. It's a turnkey system, no doubt about it. This is what you get. In fact, when the call center takes the information, like here, the notes, the comments, returning 59 soon, hasn't settled on someone yet, meaning an advisor. He has a 401k that is 7-figured, actually was just under, it's like 960 some thousand. Also had questions about Social Security. Because Social Security is such a hot topic also with radio, if you don't know Social Security, then we will coach you. I will coach you, Dave Pimper, the coach. We'll coach you up on 3 sessions. I am paid for that. They stipend me to do that. But boy, Social Security, if you don't know it and you're working that pre-retired or just retired, you should be. And those are set appointments. All we do is Monday morning, we call them back and just double check it. If you go to www.retirementbossradio.com, that's our website, www.retirementbossradio.com. It has a white paper. It kind of shows you what we do. It has all the podcasts. Actually, we run a 30-minute segment, and we reuse a 30 minutes. So you're really only recording for 30 minutes. We reuse a segment from 4 weeks before. The only time you're doing more than that is if right when you're starting out, you do 2 or 3 segments so we can start rotating early. Gives you some star quality. So as we're finishing up, and this is not a long webinar, but the cost, yeah, it's surprisingly all in, all cost, anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000. I've seen it as low as $2,400. I've seen it as high as $8,000-9,000 in a great big city like Chicago or Houston or LA. But for most people, it runs $3,000 to $4,000 all in. There are locations available, not all. Just put one up on the East Coast, on a big city. But I coach you, I train you through. So I coach you up on Social Security, and then 1 or 2 other coaching seminars. So it's pretty labor intensive. You don't need coaching on Social Security. Then I go in with a couple sessions on coaching just the radio end of it. The only really thing you got to buy up front is your equipment, your professional mic, professional headphones. We supply you with the software, which is very expensive, but we supply that with you as long as you're on board. Of course, on board with this, and you only buy the headphones, the mic, and a little sound box is about $250 off of Amazon. It's kind of wild how all those components work together. But if you listen to my recordings on www Retirement Boss Radio, you get a really good feel of just how professional they are. They can make you sound truly that good. Also, end result, we want you to get a bunch of appointments so you can make money. Al Jolson, an old actor, said, "I'd like to do radio just like pictures. Leave the imperfect stuff on the cutting room floor." Well, you can. It's recorded. It's extremely important. It's recorded, and that's a big, big deal. So there is an old saying. It says, "Procrastination is my sin. It brings me constant sorrow. I really shouldn't practice it. Perhaps I'll stop tomorrow." Well, you know what? Tomorrow never comes, does it? No, don't procrastinate. If you heard something today, and we're going to put up a poll real quick that if you because we got quite a few folks on the line with us today, but if you'd like to get more information on radio, just see how much it could possibly be in your area. A lot of people are scared to get on radio. It's like, well, if I say something wrong, we edit it. We stop. You can do the whole thing over if you want to, if you didn't like how it sounded. That's up to you. This is your show, though you're using our format. But if you like some information on radio, being your own radio host, if you're unhappy with the amount of, our goal is to get 10 appointments, set appointments a month, 10 a month. And we can do that. That's the same goal that I have off of workshops too, 10 a month. If I can get 10 a month, I'm really, really happy. And we hope that we can give you more, at least that many or more. So if you mark yes, we certainly will have Brady. We'll give you a call today after the show and get a good time for yourself, and myself on the calendar. And I'm going to turn it over to Steve Murray, CEO of IAMS, and you see if there's any kind of final questions that we're going to cover.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate you running through that for us quickly here this morning. Obviously, radio is one of those areas where I think we've just really begun to scratch the surface on the potential. So a couple questions that have arisen here, and not uncommon. So when you're doing your radio show, what do you expect in terms of appointments, and what are the other benefits of radio? Do you get appointments on topics that you like, the calls to action that you have, or do you get people just saying, hey, I kind of like Dave, have him give me a call? I mean, what does that actually work when you get an appointment? I know you showed us one, but what's been your experience? 2 to 3 of those a week, or?
Yeah. Very. I mean, I can't remember the last time I got blanked. It does happen, but not very often. I can't remember the last time that I got 7 in 1 week, but it's happened. Normally we get 1, 2, 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 2 to 4. That's normally how many set appointments, and then we just call them back. They're already on the calendar at a certain time. I have 2 offices, so it's pretty sophisticated. They go between the 2 offices, for setting appointments. So most people just have 1 office. Mm-hmm. I really don't care why they come and want to talk to me. Hey, they like my voice. I said something specific. I have no idea. But I just want to be able to sit down with them. Once I sit down with them, I know that between a third and 40% of those people will have money that are going to allow me to at least give them a proposal. And I know that I'm going to close again from a third to a half of those people. It's just kind of a numbers game, Steve. I would say the majority, the hot topics, no doubt, are Social Security, Roth conversions, in-service non-hardship withdrawal plans. But we have all the show notes. A lot of people, they get stumped because they just, we just had a guy come over from another station because they had the same show notes. They were just, it was the same script every time, over and over and over. Some people record 8 scripts and they use them for 6 months. We don't do that. We have a brand new script, a brand new show notes every single week. So I would say this: if you're selling something, you have lesser chance for them to call. If you're educating them, because power is knowledge, you have a good chance that you will get some folks that will call and say, hey, I want to talk to you about something about pre-retired or just being retired.
Got it. So when you're looking at your radio work, just in general, compared to seminars, and do you advertise your seminars on your radio show? Does that help drive people to your seminars? And which do you prefer, leads from, radio or seminars?
Yeah, I'm backed up 2 weeks. I certainly could advertise, but we normally start advertising 2 weeks out. And so I don't do probably a good enough job of cross-pollinating that. I know some people, some advisors do. I probably don't do as good a job as I can. But one of the things too, you asked before on that question, I'm going to kind of go back to that. But one of the things this does, maybe unintentionally, because I want appointments, but does it do kind of a heck of a job branding you and your company? It does. If they hear you on the radio, well, just think about it. Radio personalities, television personalities. It's a strong. It can become a strong bond. I have many people that come in and say, "My gosh, you're the guy actually on radio, aren't you?" I'll go, yeah, that's me. Or they'll say, you sound just like yourself. I mean, I've listened to you for months now before I called you, and that's why out of the box we got a brand new person right now, and he has had one appointment each of the last 2 weeks. I'm happy with that. I didn't get an appointment until week 4 when I started mine 4 years ago. So it takes a little time to kind of get things going, but once you get in that role, you hope you get two, 3 appointments a week. That would be beautiful to be able to do that.
Yep. Good. Well, I think that's all the questions that we have today. Everybody has voted on the poll, so that's good. You're going to have some follow-ups to do over the next couple of days with some of the folks. So really good stuff there. As always, our goal here at IAMS is to present you ideas and opportunities to grow your business. And as I mentioned at the outset, there's never been a better time than right now to be in our business. I had to pause there because I'm thinking, well, like, what about 2008? Well, that was as good. I don't think it was better, but it was as good because, you know, the rates that we've seen in terms of the increase in rates, it's pretty much, I mean, it's very difficult even to keep up with. So we've seen a really steady daily diet of rate increases, which has been good. I mean, we have a cap as high as 10.5% on a 1-year point-to-point S&P. I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen that before. And of course, and we got market volatility that, you know, whether the market's going up or down or sideways, no matter what it's doing, when you have volatility, that does increase people's concern. So a lot of that 55 and 60 plus age group is they're poised to jump off the train, so to speak. And when volatility goes up, more of them are likely to jump off the train and you know, try and lock in some of their gains and protect themselves against losses. And so that's what's been happening over the past few months, and that's why we've seen about a quarter over quarter. LIMRA produced statistics quarter over quarter. Sales are up over 50% in the third quarter of this year as compared to the third quarter of last year. That's a huge increase. I don't know that I can't say that I've ever been aware of an increase quite that high on a quarter over quarter basis. So if you're not getting the opportunities that you deserve and get in front of the number of people that you need to take advantage of that, that's what we're here for at IAMS. And whether it's radio or seminars or
hey Steve, can you hear me? I'm sorry. Yo, I was just gonna say you're exactly right. I mean, the caps right now, and it seems like caps a little more than participation rates, but the caps are done this for 18 years or 17 years now for fixed index, and as good as you're ever going to see it.
Yeah, never been this high. I mean, it hasn't been really that long ago when I was having conversations, and you and I, Dave, probably had these. Wouldn't it be great if we could get to the point where we're seeing 7 and 8% caps again?
I know.
And, I mean, it's just weird. And so I hope you'll take advantage of those. MIGA rates, if you've got people we all know there's a lot of short-term money out there sitting in banks. Trillions, literally trillions. You know, Biden throws trillions around like it's nothing, but that's a lot of dough.
Yeah, you're right.
So if you're not talking to everybody that you know about why would they sit in a bank at 0.83% when you could get them literally 5 to 6 times that easily right now on a 2-year basis, tax deferred. If you know, I mean, it just is insane that people leave their money in banks at this point. So hopefully we can help you with that. So let us know what we can do. You know our number. It's 800-255-5055. We'd love to help. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you've just been rolled with appointments, which congratulations on that. But I know it keeps you awful busy. So I appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your schedule today. And look forward to a great finish to this week, a great finish to this month. And I know we're going to have a great finish to this year. So let us know how we can help you as you're trying to catapult your business here into 2023 with a really strong finish in 2022. Have a great day, everybody.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.